we have a very, very, very special guest. Abe, how is it going? It's good to have you.
Feeling good.
It's good to have you. We got an exclusive interview here at The Juice, and Abe is from Queens, New York. Just actually dropped an album pretty recently back in September called Dirty Skin. Abe, you want to kind of just talk about that album? How was it putting that together? What were you kind of, going for when you did? Tell us about it a little bit.
This was like one of the craziest experiences I've had up to date. Like, I did that over the summer while I worked at, where was I? I was working at a coffee shop. I was a dishwasher. It was pretty bad, but made some money, and I was just inspired to finish this album. Like, I've been making music since I was like 14, and it's really just been a quiet kind of hobby, like go back home, work on this. I'm sitting in my basement. But this summer, it kind of felt like I finally got to the point where I was making music that I liked. Making music. And when I made the music, I was having fun listening to it myself. So it was like, I feel like it's time to make something. And I was also at a bench point in terms of my life. So this kind of encapsulated the past, I guess, 19 years of who I was, who I wanted to be, who I am, the people around me, the experiences. So this was just and it was important to me that the first music that I released as myself was an album, because I don't feel like I'm one track. I don't know how to describe myself. Whenever someone asks me, like, what kind of music do you make? I never know how to answer. So it was important to me that I released the album. So I was like, if you want to know what I make, you can check out the album. There's 38 minutes of music that I make. Yeah.
So again, that's Dirty Skin, and that is available on Apple Music, Spotify. You were telling me
everywhere
you want it.
If you want it, you can get it.
Everywhere you want it, it is available. So go stream that. I definitely loved it. I thought really just the most impressive thing was there was a real array of vibes, a real array of sounds that I feel like kind of what you were just alluding to, just staying versatile. And I thought it did sound like you were coming from like a real like creative place. And that was definitely something I was easily able to appreciate. So anyway, I kind of wanted to understand and hear about what it was like, growing up in Queens and whatnot. So, like, I don't know, what high school around there did you go to?
So I went to high school in Manhattan, actually. I went to a very private and small school. I was fortunate enough to get my high school and middle school paid for. Shouts out. Yeah, nice. So I went to a very private school in Manhattan. And that was a wild experience. Shouts out to all the Black kids who went to prep schools. It's a wild experience, but it definitely builds you. So that was what most of my life was like during that time, was just like quiet. Right. I had friends, I had people who I liked, but it was just like of no fault of anyone else. It's like we came from different worlds. So at the end of the day, at 3:15, I was going home, and that that gave me the ability to go home and just work on music all the time. And so that's the reason why I can do what I do now, is because I just had time. I had time to use for myself.
Yeah. How'd you get a tuition paid for? How'd that go down?
So there's this lady, shouts out Robin Kellner. I just literally applied to the school. My mom, I don't think my mom really knew a lot about the private schools either, because she was just like, go in, just do it. Like, let's try it. Right. So we tried it, ended up getting this scholarship to this school, and 6 years later, here we are.
Well, you said that like you just had time, and that's how you like kind of figure out who you were as an artist. But like, do you think like, because I went to LAG, so like that was more of like, you're a creative person here at like Explores Outlet. Do you think you went to like a school like that, you would have been as creative as you were, or is it because you were able to figure out yourself?
Definitely. I'm definitely grateful for the experience of when you're an outsider, when you're on the outside, like, because everyone else wasn't creative. It definitely pushes you. It motivates you, because you're trying to form your identity in like contrast to everyone else. So I would definitely say that helped. I have no idea what I would be like if I went to a creative school. Probably be a lot better like instrumentally. Like I'd probably be able to like play the piano as well as I want to. I could play, but like play more instruments, be more musical. But I also think coming at something, like this is what I tell my friends all the time, coming at something from that YouTube point of view is like one of the best ways of learning. So that's how I learned everything. Yeah. So like learning how to make music when no one was teaching me probably gave me all of the, it probably gave me a lot of the flaws that I have, but also like the things that are like individual for me, you know. So definitely being that outsider who was the only person who was creative definitely gave me the lane to like kind of decide who I was instead of just being, I don't know, lost in a sea of creatives. Yeah.
So what would you say, like, which lived experiences kind of helped you create the music that you do now? Like, were you just sitting at home one day and was just like, these are the things that kind of made me who I was, so like, let me write a song about it. Like, how did that happen?
To be honest, the whole album is really about like very regular life stuff. Like if you listen to the album, there's some flagrant songs on there about just like some real stuff. Like if you listen to Nasty Nights, shouts out, you know what we're talking about. Like it's just real stuff. Like the last song, To Rest, is about just friends that I met last year. Like some of the most lovely people. Shouts out Zoe Tar, shouts out Amelia, shouts out Kian, Zoe. I mean, all my friends, Mike, Kakazi. Like I met these people, and these are just beautiful people who changed my life. And it was just like I have words about them. And I came from a writing standpoint in terms of poetry. So like I've always just written about everything. So it was every song is really about something. I wouldn't say it's a big experience. It's just like something that happened in life. Right.
Yeah. We love an artist, but we also love a lyricist. When somebody can really make poetic music and it just hits you differently, because when you actually listen to the words, you like, dang, I know
felt
how
that.
feel.
That's like
I felt that. That was me. Like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, that's literally like kind of. And I'll listen to music for all kinds of reasons, but when someone can put pen to paper or however they do it, impress me at least lyric wise, like that's special kind of respect, because that takes you know. And coming as a poet, like a lot of really distinguished, MCs or artists have came, from poetic backgrounds like that. So with that being said, and being that there are so many that have came like that, who are some artists that you kind of look up to and draw inspiration from in your creative process?
I always say the three people that are kind of like if I'm like the end of a funnel, they are the people coming in.
That's perfect.
It would be Kendrick. The lyricism, the way he uses his voice, the way he just raps, and like his raps feel like everything. It's not just a dude spitting, it's a dude using every single part, his delivery, everything. I could go on forever. But it's Kendrick, it's Kanye, and it's Tyler. Like those three guys all together are just my biggest inspirations in terms of lyricism, instrumentals. And when you go to one of those guys' concerts, it's the energy, like the spirit. You just know that they care about this, and that's literally everything that I think about my music. So those three guys, and there's a lot of other music that inspires me, but like those three guys are the fundamentals for me.
So there you go. So now that you see that Abe has great taste, if you needed another reason to go see his own body of work building off all that, there you go. Go stream it. Dirty Skin.
Like
Apple
right now.
Music.
Like right now.
Literally
like,
right now.
And then let us know what you think.
It's
and
everywhere.
like add us on Twitter. Like seriously, if you guys love his music and really want to shout and like talk to him personally, like please like do that and just share and continue to listen to great music. Period.
For sure. For sure. So I guess outside of music too, like what can Abe be found doing in his spare time pretty much?
Yeah. I mean, you can see me doing a lot of music. It's hard to find me not doing music. But I mean, I grew up doing basketball, which was that is a thing. Yeah. I was never that good. I'm too much of a like mental guy of like I'll overthink stuff. I was never good.
Like that.
I was the kid who would like get in the game for 2 seconds, then be put on the bench. But at the end of the day, I was still sweating of anxiety and like I'm going to take the bath at the end, the bubble bath at the end of the game. Yeah. So basketball, but I love this sport. It just wasn't for me. But that is still something that like I'm a huge LeBron fan. So if you can always catch me. I'm pretty sure he's on tonight, and I'll be catching that. But like, you can catch me watching LeBron all the time.
Do you like follow where he went? So Cleveland started there, and you were the Cavs.
Until I only became a real basketball fan, like watching and making decisions for my own. Like
Miami
2012.
Days? Yeah, Miami.
So Miami.
Yes. Right there.
Hello, but like no, I was telling them how I was there when they won the championship, and to be there with like when they had the All-Star team with him, Bosh, and Dwayne Wade, it was a sight to see.
Unfair.
It really was. It was powerhouse. So that's really dope, because that's too when I started getting a little, more into it. I was like, well, shit, I can go to the games and it's lit.
Yeah, those guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I always have a special question to ask. It's just like my personal interest. What is your zodiac sign?
Okay, so I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. I wouldn't have expected. I'm an Aquarius.
Really?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay, I like y'all. This is good.
Pisces over here.
Pisces. Okay.
Yeah.
We like you though, specifically. Not that I have anything against Pisces, but no, I think that's interesting because I don't know, like some people who really are into it, I think it kind of influences sometimes even like what you talk about in your music. So they usually say Cancers are pretty more emotional, but I think in the way that you can express yourself in your music about stuff like that, I think it'll be able to hit your audience in a different way. Like just because you're a messenger who you are, literally the energy that you exude through your music probably is super impactful.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, everyone loves that's a college question these days.
Yeah.
Everyone, you walk in a room before your first name is what's your zodiac
What's your
sign?
zodiac?
We won't get
I
along.
could do a super social whole analysis on somebody just with your zodiac sign. I'm that type of person.
Yeah. I love it.
Like people like just asking your zodiac sign, like that doesn't define you because technically you're all the zodiac signs because like
There's
you're
12
constantly-
houses.
Yeah.
There's a whole
It's a
thing.
whole thing, y'all.
Okay, I'm not up on that
But that's
theory.
it.
I'm not up on that theory.
Don't worry. I'm
get
going
a
to do a
co-star.
class. Do co-star. There you go. No, that's super dope.
Definitely. I've honestly feel like I've been hearing more and more and being asked about zodiac signs by younger people like more often. So, but yeah,
It's all about protecting your energy.
And it's facts. That self-awareness and self-love stuff is so true. 2020, it's a practice. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. But another question I did want to ask you, Abe, is what's probably one of your favorite projects that's came out recently? What's one of your favorite projects?
Well, I have to say Igor because that is that's one of the most beautiful projects to me. I love that. I love Tyler Creator so much, just like as an artist. But that project is, I love projects that have a learning curve. You know, like a project you listen to the first time, you're like,
Yeah.
like what? And then you listen a couple more times, and then you really start to feel it, and it like becomes part of you. So Igor is just. That is everything to me. I really like the new K-Tronada album.
Oh,
Okay.
that was so good.
Oh my god,
That
we
was
broke
so
that
good.
down on the show because that honestly,
If Carter was here, he'd be.
no, that's a great project.
my, that was amazing. That was great.
No, that's it. And I'm I love dancing too, like very casually, you know. But that vibe, like the K-Tronada, all those tracks, is just shower bops.
Would that be when you talk about being when you talk about being like a big fan of dancing? Would that ever be something you see yourself like incorporating with your music? Because like, I know for a fact Uzi, right? Like this whole futsal shuffle thing, like he has never previously been a huge like dancing like performer in that regard because we've seen a lot of those types, but he's learned, he's picked it up. Is that something that you'd be?
I think so. In my family past, like my aunts, I have 7 aunts, so they all owned a dancing studio. So like I've been dancing since I was like 4 years old. Like I was in a little sparkling vest tapping on stage at LaGuardia. So that's always been in my past. So it's a part of me. My sister's a like amazing dancer. She dances up at Yale. And so
Academic too.
Respect. Shout out to our mom. Yeah, but no, dancing is it will definitely be incorporated like a lot in my upcoming work and my upcoming shows and stuff. It's always like, even in the shows now, there's not a lot of choreography, but that is the first way music translates to me. It's just like movement and feeling. So dancing is a very big part of it. And I have a whole bunch of friends who like, they will be dancing for me. If you look out for a music video coming this year, you will see there's a lot of dancing incorporated. Cause that's just, it's just part of me. It's part of my life.
That's really dope. I'm actually also a dancer. I just been a performer my whole life. I was in theater when I was younger, and then something switched. I was like the connection between dance and music. I realized that it just triggered me, and ever since then, like I literally cannot stop moving my feet. So shout out to Outlaws because I'm on a dance team here. So if you also ever need to, get us in a little video. That's a soft plug. But no, so I 100% agree with that, and I think that once you add it to your music, it'll just do something else to it. So for sure,
definitely. I was gonna say totally agreeing with that. Fans definitely seem to latch on to artists who can add that component to
and
here.
that Fuso shuffle, like what is that? The Fuso?
Oh, man.
Shuffle?
Let me tell you how I was trying to learn it yesterday.
You got it down?
It's tough.
1, 2, 3, 4, in, out, 1. Listen, I was really out there, and I'm a dancer, and I could not get it. I said, this is some TikTok.
It's like front back, like
front back, left, right. I was like, I don't even got this footwork, and I'm just trying to be hip.
They got tutorials.
See, they got tutorials. I'm just trying to be hip. I'm trying to keep up with the youngins.
And look, I feel like the fact that they're talking about it, like with TikTok, like you're exactly right. Like nowadays, with the way kind of this stuff is transcending, and like, if you get your music is
stuff on
kind of TikTok worthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, tailored to that stuff. Like you can really spread like wildfire in a sense. So
is there anything crazy you've ever tried to do with your music to kind of get it like viral or like do something cute with it?
Yeah.
Like,
I posted. I've worked with some like videos where I was trying to do some like at the beginning of Dirty Skin when I was releasing it. I shot some videos where they were a little weird, but nothing. I haven't done anything crazy. I'm a person that really just like I don't really plan a lot of stuff, and we'll see how this works for me. You know, in terms of like marketing and everything. But everything is very natural for me. Like everything, I don't really. As I respect all the different ways of getting your music out there and getting people to listen, but like anything that feels right for me or that I can see myself doing the best at is what I will gravitate to. So I think just naturally some of my ideas, the ideas that come to me are weird naturally. So like I don't really have to think of
it could be
what's a crazy way. Exactly, yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah, I just let like whatever I feel is best for me, I let that come first. Yeah.
For sure. No, I totally feel that. For sure. Yeah. But yeah, I was also thinking like you also mentioned that Kanye West. One thing I have kind of picked up on is a lot of the lyricism stuff is really important, but like I definitely also got that vibe of experimenting with sounds, prioritizing sounds, and stuff like that. Is that something you kind of?
Yeah. No, that is the biggest thing for me because I used to say I was a rapper first, but then, I mean, a lot of rappers will relate to this experience of like the tight beats where you go on YouTube and you're searching for beats to rap on. And I'm just too much of not in life, but in music, too much of a control freak for that. So I was like, okay, I got to learn how to make my own stuff.
Yeah.
So now I would definitely say I'm primarily a producer. And it's like, I just have to feel it. Like the sounds have to be there because the words come from the sounds. Like that idea comes from the sounds. So yeah, definitely instrumentals first.
Well, appreciate you sitting down with us, Abe. Again, go stream
awesome.
Dirty Skin on all platforms for sure. And we'll see you in a bit.
Thirsty, trying to choose. I got the juice. I got the juice.